Go! That's a B-29, Bob. There's no outrunning what's coming. Better off down here.
Decades after the explosion in Japan, we see Logan, living as a hermit in a cabin in the mountains. Every night, he's haunted by nightmares of a girl named Jean Grey, where he sees himself piercing her with his claws.
No! No, Jean! No, please!
You can't have.
No.
The sounds of the radio wake him up in a cold sweat. The radio is his only escape, as he tries to avoid people and doesn't talk to anyone. Logan only heads into town when he needs something, and that moment arrives when the radio's batteries die. In the forest, he has only one friend, a grizzly bear that lives nearby. A few hours later, he arrives in town, where a girl is watching him, recording everything on her phone. He also spots a group of hunters shopping at the same store. Logan takes only the batteries and leaves.
You're not a hunter, are you?
Not anymore.
In the middle of the night, he hears shouts mixed with gunshots. This leads him to a destroyed campsite, clearly a bear attack. Moving further into the forest, he finds his friend the bear with a poisoned arrow and puts the poor creature out of its misery. He realizes that the hunters he saw in the store are the ones who killed the bear, so he heads straight to the bar where he finds them. One of them shares the story about how a bear attacked them, leaving him the only survivor. Logan immediately returns the arrow.
Logan.
The hunter decides to start a fight and hits Logan in the head with a bottle, not realizing he's up against a mutant. The girl who was following Logan earlier intervenes, saying that they will all die soon and predicts their death gates.
Most of them will die soon anyway, without your help. 3 of them a week from now, in the same truck.
She then shows off her katana skills. Logan is shocked and decides to follow the girl. In the car, she introduces herself as Yukio. She tells him she's been looking for Logan for over a year to hand in the katana her boss, Master Yashida, gave her. It's the same man Logan saved in Japan from the nuclear explosion.
He said it belongs to you, and that he's paying all debts. Master Yashida is dying.
She invites him to Tokyo, but Logan says he's no longer Wolverine and refuses to go. After she mentions that Yashida can offer him the long-awaited death, Logan agrees.
And you seek what all soldiers do.
And what's that?
An honorable death. An end to your pain.
On the plane, Logan is curious about how she predicted the deaths of those men at the bar. He jokes, asking if he'll die on the plane.
No. Not on this plane.
They drive through the streets of evening Tokyo. Upon arrival at Yashida's, he's met by a heavy security presence who thoroughly checks him.
Hip replacement.
As Logan walks further, he notices 2 men training with wooden katana swords. One of them is Shingen, the master's son. Before their meeting, according to tradition, he's sent to bathe, which he's not particularly happy about.
Get in the tub.
Really?
After a proper bath, he's finally allowed to meet Yashida, who asks the doctor to leave. The Japanese man says he wants to repay Logan with a gift no one else can offer, to make him mortal by transferring his power to someone else, hinting at himself. He wants Logan to save him by killing himself. Logan doesn't like this idea and tries to leave, but Yashida asks him to stay, threatening to eliminate his granddaughter if he doesn't. But Logan leaves anyway. A few moments later, he witnesses Yashida's bad treatment of his granddaughter, Marico. After this, Marico decides to take her own life, but at the last second, she's saved by a guy with metal claws.
You about done?
Let go of me.
Logan is upset that Yukio lied to him and that he's only there to save the Japanese man. At this moment, Yashida scolds his son, Shingen, for poor management of the company, stating that he won't let him become the new leader. Logan decides to sleep, not noticing the green smoke rising from his teacup, after which Dr. Green appears. She asks why he rejected Yashida's offer, as it would have allowed him to stay close to her.
What are you doing, turning the old man down?
But you wanted to be with me.
She kisses him, and at that moment, he sees another girl on it, similar to Yashida's doctor, and feels poison in his mouth. Logan immediately gets up and witnesses Yashida's death. Yukio, in tears, says she had hoped Logan would be the one to say them. The next day, the whole country says goodbye to the great man at a lavish temple, with many elite guests arriving. Logan also comes to the funeral. On his way to the temple, he notices a ninja on the roof watching him. When the ceremony begins, he strikes up a conversation with Shingen, who is not happy to see Logan and tells him to return to his cave. When the monks approach Yashida's granddaughter, Logan notices strange tattoos on her arms. He immediately runs to Marico, but she doesn't listen to him. It turns out to be Yakuza. They shoot Logan, disorienting him completely. This has never happened before. But after regaining his senses, he, along with Yukio and a ninja from the roof, begins eliminating the opponents. At this moment, the doctor removes Logan from the side, and one of the Yakuza approaches her, but she swiftly takes him out. One by one, Logan takes out his enemies, and Marico is right in front of him. Meanwhile, Yukio expertly handles the Yakuza in another wing. As for Logan, several Yakuza with bats attack him, and with each blow he starts losing his bearings, not understanding why he feels this way, since it has never happened before. He loses consciousness. But at that moment, he's saved by the ninja. The chase moves to the streets of Tokyo. The ninja shoots down one of the pursuers. While Marico notices that Logan is wounded, he needs a doctor. She decides to split and take the train.
I'm fine. I can make my way from here. You should go. Get yourself a doctor.
Logan has a different plan and gets on the same train. Her goal is to reach her family home down south. He tells her that Yakuza will look for her there too, and he must accompany her. Something strange is happening with his body. Logan's wounds won't heal. When he comes out of the bathroom, he's confronted by Yakuza. A new fight breaks out and they accidentally fly off the train. One of the thugs manages to latch onto Logan. The battle moves to the roof of a high-speed train and the danger increases. Now, Logan has to deal with not only the opponent but also the Sanins on the train's path. He hangs on with his claws and eliminates his opponents one by one. The stubborn granddaughter doesn't believe Logan, but follows him. At the next stop, they get off the train and decide to stay at a nearby hotel. It turns out to be an unusual hotel, a hotel for couples.
She has no rooms available next to each other. She's asking if he prefer the dungeon, the nurse's office, or the mission to Mars.
They decide to take the space-themed room. When Marico lies down to sleep, Logan goes to the balcony to watch the passers-by. But because of his injuries, he doesn't notice the Yakuza sneaking up on him, who throws him down. They use an electroshock weapon to neutralize him, but he's saved by Marico, who takes out the Yakuza. Logan passes out and wakes up on the operating table. His surgery is done by the concierge's son from the hotel, who turns out to be a student at a veterinary university. Logan thanks everyone for their help and tries to find out who the doctor was who treated Yashida. She's clearly involved in the death of his grandfather and the pursuit of his granddaughter. Next, we see that the same doctor eliminates an ordinary man who tried to approach her. She's being watched by the ninja. Seeing all this, he tries to warn her that she shouldn't be doing this, but she has other plans. She makes a small cut on her skin, preparing to release her toxic breath into him. It turns out she suppressed Logan's powers, and now she just has to take them from him. Sometime later, our duo reaches the suburbs of Nagasaki. In an old house, Logan notices a photograph of the same archer. It turns out he was her boyfriend, with whom she was once planning to marry. At dinner, Logan asks what happened during their first meeting and why her father hit her. She says that in 3 days, she will be the most influential person. Her grandfather left her all his inheritance and the company.
I will become the most powerful person in Japan.
Her father, Marico's father, scolds his subordinates for failing to find his daughter. The will be executed in 3 days, and they had little time. But his right-hand man informs him that his men found the bodies of Yakuza down south, and people have been sent there. She'll be found soon. A new day arrives. Logan is shaving and accidentally cuts himself. His wound won't heal, and the bleeding doesn't stop. In his free time, he helps regular citizens, which exhausts him. He notices that the place feels incredibly familiar. Years ago, there was a nuclear explosion here, and he finds the same well where Yashida decided to give him his sword as a thank you for saving his life.
2 hands. Japanese sword. Require 2 hands.
But Logan refuses and asks him to keep it until the moment he comes for it. He tells this story to Marico, who says she already knows, and adds that one can rise after any blow, and he will definitely manage it.
Who's Jean?
In the evening, during the rain, they return home. Marico says she will make tea for them. No one had cared for Logan like this in a long time, and he opens up to her about being doomed to live forever, without a purpose in life. That night, he dreams of John again, who tells him that everyone he loves dies. The next day, Logan notices that Marico is gone, and her screams are heard outside. He sees that the Yakuza are taking her, and rushes to help, but he fails to save her. He is enraged, and all that remains is to interrogate the Yakuza using his claws. Immediately after, Yukio arrives. They drive back to the city, and upon arrival, Yukio explains that she foresaw his death, how he lies on his back, holding his heart to his chest, which makes her fall alongside him. She warns him to be careful, as he is now mortal and can die from any weapon. After that, she decides to help him, because when he is mortal, help does not hurt. They arrive at Noburo's place, where they are met not by armed guards, but by ordinary half-naked dancers. Logan immediately drives everyone away and gives Noburo 10 words to explain why he ordered his fiancée. Noburo explains that Yashida was obsessed with Wolverine and filled his lab with adamantium, which brought the company to the brink of bankruptcy, and Shingen covered for him as best he could. But all he got in return was Yashida's betrayal, as he bequeathed everything to his granddaughter, not his son. If Marico inherits, she will send him away. Logan loses his temper and decides to throw Noburo from a great height.
You wanted the truth! I told you the truth!
In the evening, Shingen's runaway daughter is brought to him, and ninjas secretly attack the house, skillfully eliminating all guards. Shingen notices, but it's too late. They are already surrounded. Their leader is the same doctor, the mutant Viper, who poisons Shingen. Meanwhile, Logan arrives, but he is too late. All they find is a message. Come for her at the mountain slope complex. Logan decides to scan his body. That's how he discovers a robot inside him, attached to his heart. He decides to remove it with his bare hands. Yukio asks him to stop, but he is resolute in his decision. Just before he can successfully remove the device, the surviving Shingen decides to interfere. Yukio takes him on while Logan pulls out the bug, but loses his pulse. However, a few seconds before Yukio is eliminated, Logan comes back to life, his wounds closing, and he attacks Shingen, who tries to fight back but has no chance, ultimately meeting his end. Before leaving, Yukio discovers the blueprints for the Silver Samurai. This is why adamantium was needed. We are then shown Viper's apartment, where she explains that she fulfilled Yashida's wish he found peace. Now, it's her turn to rest a little. They move to the apartment on the mountain slope, where Viper prepares a substance to kill Logan. She gives it to the archer, which can weaken him. Mariko regains consciousness in the room. Viper decides to show her the massive samurai that Yashida had been working on for years. At that moment, Logan finds them, but the Black Clan confronts him. A new fight begins involving motorcycles. Yukio comes to assist him. The archer realizes his men are powerless and decides to use Viper's substance. Logan is literally covered with arrows to immobilize him, ultimately to knock him out with the special substance. He comes to while chained to a chair. Nearby stands the massive iron samurai. Viper explains that this samurai is made entirely of adamantium, the same metal as Logan's bones. Logan decides to extend his claws, unaware that this was planned. The samurai activates, draws its sword, and is about to cut through his claws, but Marico intervenes. The archer shoots Viper precisely. Logan, along with the robot, falls several floors down, where the robot severs his right-hand claws. Viper removes her old skin to later spit it in Logan's face. He lands perfectly near the generators, destroying them, plunging the complex into darkness. Yukio reaches them, challenging Viper. The archer hits the samurai's mask directly, causing him to drop his sword. While Logan figures out how to activate it, Harada says, "This is wrong, master." The samurai pierces the archer. Logan pushes the robot into the abyss, but it clings and connects to Logan's claws. It drains the substance from him, and suddenly Yashida emerges from the robot, controlling it. He believes his body is far more important than Logan's, so he just needs to endure. Yashida visibly grows younger, anticipating a long life, while Logan pales and nearly dies. At that moment, the granddaughter finds Wolverine's severed claw and stabs Yashida in the back of the head. Logan rips the samurai's chest plate, regenerates his bone claws, and sends Yashida on a long journey. Several days later, Marico asks him to stay, but Logan cannot, as he is a soldier. Yukio becomes his new bodyguard.